All right, Liverpool winning that game by a goal to nil. Darwin Nunez's deep goal, or deep into extra time, that strike from Darwin Nunez settling the game there. Let's have a look at their season stats and then we'll see their head-to-head. So first, let's see what their seasons look like from a numerical perspective. All right, 27 games everybody's played. They've both won 19. Both have drawn 6. But Man City have lost one more game. 35 draws, 39. Okay, I think they played 53 games all round. 21 wins for Liverpool, 12 wins for City, 20 draws in between. So very interesting numbers there. For those who are looking at, the head-to-head and wondering, how come Liverpool have more wins? Mm-hmm. Well, I always tell you that Manchester City were not a good side up until like 2009, or if you like 2011, right? So before that, Liverpool used to win some of these games for fun. But yeah, this is the lowdown. Let's see their head-to-head. Okay, the head-to-head I think is on 53 games, 21 wins for Liverpool, 12 wins for Man City, 20 draws each. All right, let's hear from the two managers now who share their thoughts ahead of Sunday's encounter. Let's hear from first Jurgen Klopp, who's Liverpool manager, and then Pep Guardiola, who's manager for Manchester City. All right, and Pep Guardiola, very interesting response from him to a question on, okay, so here's the context. Just Alexander Arnold was granting an interview, and he said that Man City, well, they've got money,
and winning trophies means more to them than City.
And he says, well, like Adam said, they at Liverpool, if they win the trophy, it means more to them because they don't have to spend all the money in the world. Everything is A-okay. And you heard Pep's response. He says, Trent should recover. Wow, interesting stuff there. Calvin, let me start off with you. This is a huge one. It has implications on title, top 4, How do you think, we've heard the managers, they've kind of giving a lot of props to each other and things. But let's look at it from a Liverpool perspective, then we'll talk about Pep. If you were Jurgen Klopp, last week you got yourself a 1-0 win at Nottingham Forest to set up this game, and you won in the Europa League on Thursday. If you're Jurgen Klopp, how should he perceive this game? At which level should he approach? Is it that emotional level that says, this is my last meeting against Pep, I need to get a win? Or he should think about it as, it's 3 points, this could help us win a title without all the drama and everything surrounding it.
I think he should just look at it as 3 points and forget about the drama. I think that's what he's trying to do by bigging Pep up and all those hype he's giving Pep. I think he's just trying to focus on what's ahead, and he's trying to put the pressure on Pep Guardiola because I feel Pep needs this game more than Klopp. Okay. Klopp is the one sitting on top of the table. He's the one playing at home. He's the one who knows that his team are well geared up for the task ahead. Pep will be feeling the pressure. That's why I think he didn't want to give too much away in the interview because his record at Anfield is not too great. Yeah. He doesn't get too many wins there. I think the last time he won there was in the COVID year. Yeah. So Klopp is just trying to push the pressure to Pep to see if it's a get to him. I think he's approaching the game knowing that it's a game that he needs 3 points in. Before we came on air for this game, we were speaking about how important this game will be, and I think this game will not decide the title, but it will be very, very pivotal in where the title will go because this game ends in a draw and Arsenal are looking at it like, okay, now we stand a chance. Liverpool win this game and Liverpool are comfortable knowing that, okay, we've beaten one of our contenders, now we can look ahead and try and focus on Arsenal when they come their way. So Klopp should just focus on the task and just look at it as 3 points and nothing else.
Sydney?
Yeah, I agree with Calvin to an extent, but I think the emotional aspect of the game, I mean, he spoke on the club side, but for Pep's side, I think he should embrace it. Because the reason I believe Man City keep on being beaten at Anfield, there's an emotional reason, because if you look at the teams that they both field, look at the tactics, look at what they have both done. Man City they're streets over Liverpool. But whenever they come to Anfield, there's an emotional kind of reception they get that they can't just seem to.
Reminds me of a meeting they had a few years ago. I think it was after COVID. I think the first meeting after COVID, when the crowds got back and you know, Liverpool fans started singing "You Never Walk Alone" before kickoff. Yeah. And I remember Kevin De Bruyne so vividly just telling each and every Man City player to just calm down. Because I'm sure he could tell they were beginning to panic.
Anfield is intimidating.
It's intimidating. And for Pep, the greatest in his generation, some might say the greatest ever manager, and you're coming against somebody who has been your rival.
Do you think he'll think about his record there? Should he think about it?
I think he should. He should, because take away everything, take away all the accolades, take away everything. I mean, when it comes to such high-performing managers, the ego is part of it. You can't take it out. All of them have an ego, because without it, you can't have that drive to succeed for so long that you do. There's this dedication to perfection that they all have in different guises and forms. And for Pep, you can see it manifest in various ways. You can see that he's really a detailed person, really driven to perfection. And to have such a poor record at Anfield, which against a team which has been basically your top contender over the past 4 or 5 years, it's terrible on his part. If you look at what happens with Man United, Pep came to Citi, and I think he came with a mission to just destroy United, because every time they come up against United, you can just see them going a step up in their game. You can always see them reaching heights they didn't reach previously, and it's something they take it very seriously. You can say because of the internal rival. I don't think he has taken Liverpool as serious, especially at Anfield. And this is the last meeting he's going to face Klopp, and this a rival who has gotten one up on you almost every time, from Premier League to FA Cup to Champions League. And by Champions League, they're beating 3-0. Like, he has been beating you all the time. And this is the last time you have. So it's go just beyond mere tactics. He has to take it as it should be on his vision board. That no, I have to beat Klopp before he goes. And I think he would look at it like that. And I think he can't get the victory, because this, I mean, greatness comes in these fears and guises. And for him to beat Klopp, I mean, everybody has bought into this emotional roller coaster for Liverpool. We saw it in the Carabao Cup final.
And you have to give Liverpool their props, because they know how to find. They know how to use the emotion as energy.
Yeah, and they know how to play for the occasion.
Yeah, for the occasion.
Yeah, they do, and that's one thing. Pep is more. He sees things more methodical. He doesn't look at it in the emotional. But I think in this game, he has to sit his boys down. He has to play some songs for them to ginger them up. I mean, you can't play Never Walk Alone, but play something for them just to ginger them up, because this is a game where they shouldn't look at they shouldn't take away the emotions. They should go into with the emotions and look at it, battle on that side before they come on the field.
Okay. Before we go on a break, I've been thinking about Manchester City's record this season in the big games. So they lost at Arsenal, drew at Chelsea, drew with Liverpool at home, drew with Spurs at home, drew with Chelsea at home. The only one they've won was the Manchester Derby, home and away.
Which some don't even consider.
If you are Pep Guardiola and you are Liverpool, how do you think the two managers will perceive that run, that statistic, which is very alive and very tangible? Pep has not won. If you take away the 2 meetings with Manchester United, he hasn't won any of the big games.
It will be worrying for Pep. I know Pep will be thinking about it going into this game. And that's why in the presser, he didn't seem to want to give too much away. You could tell he's just trying to protect all his ideas. He doesn't want to say anything that will give anything he might be planning away. But he'll be thinking about it, because if you want to win titles, those are the games that ensure you win titles. Those big games. You go to an Anfield, you get a win there. You go to the Emirates, you get a win there. So not picking up wins in those games will be worrying for him. So I'm sure he's telling himself that if I do want to win the title this season, I have to start at Anfield. And I feel like it should run through the squad. If they want to win the title this season, they start at that game at Anfield. Okay,
all right. Citi, finally, before we go on a break, just in the same context of Pep's poor run, do you think, how should Man City react when Liverpool want to make it a chaotic game? Because you've seen that it is the chaos Man City do not like.
Yeah.
I remember when they played at Chelsea and they were leading, what was it, 4-3?
Yeah.
Chelsea just turned it into this basketball game, and what can they do because Liverpool would want the game to quickly come alive where it's flowing from left to right.
So what they have to do, in my opinion, they have to go against the grain, against the way they play, because it's the way they play that gives Liverpool that chance to intimidate them with the atmosphere and everything, because they take a lot of risks, and when you're taking such risks in an atmosphere in this cauldron of noise and emotion and everything like that, it can go against you. Yeah, so for them, they have to, I think, take the foot off the pedal a bit when the game starts. Just get your bearings first, because you can see that Liverpool, you are playing right into their hands when you do that. You give Darwin Núñez the chance to run from Accra to Gambaga when you are playing like that, because it's chaotic. That's what he wants. You give him the wide open space to do that. We saw last week, we saw Rashford, we saw the way the goal came about, Bruno running into space. So, and Liverpool will do that time and time again. So, for this game only, for one time only, just at least alter it a bit, because when they play like that at Etihad, it goes well for them, but at Anfield, you can see never goes well. So alter it a bit, just sit back a bit, get your bearings right, and play the game slowly and smoothly, which is what Liverpool hates to happen to them. So do that, control the thing, control the narrative, and I'm sure they'll get a win if they're able to do that.
Okay, all right. Liverpool v Manchester City is the star game for the weekend. Like Kelvin said, I'm gonna agree with Kelvin. It's a big game, but it's not a decider.
I don't think this game will decide the title.
You think other games?
I think other games that will even be labeled as big games will be the games that will decide the title. But this game will be pivotal to the title.
All right. We'll be out of the studio. We'll be at +233 Just Bar and Grill on the Ring Road. So join us on Sunday for an amazing time. Villa Spurs and then Liverpool Manchester City. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll get into the debate. We'll be having a chat about Ghanaian players and what they've been doing this season in the Premier League. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.